Welcome, everybody, to Dueling Aces After Dark for August 4th, 2026, right on the cusp of the NFL Hall of Fame game in just 48 hours from now. Sam, football kicks off with preseason football in 48 hours.
It's Carson Beck versus Kenny Pickett. It's more like the Hall of Shame game, okay? Happy freaking Tuesday to you.
I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. So guess what that means? We've got breaking NFL news. Sorry, Sam, that it didn't happen yesterday. But yes, today, Mr. Bijan got the Brinks truck backed up to the facility. And he said, "Thank you very much. May I have another bag of cash?" Sam, cha-ching. I mean,
still salty as hell over the fact that this stuff happens every freaking week, okay? But I guess I will have
on a Tuesday of all days.
Yeah, going up on a Tuesday, shall we? All right, so here's what we got. Because, Twitter bookmarks are full of stuff.
Oh, but of course.
We got Bijan Robinson, 3-year deal worth up to $75 million, $51 million guaranteed, $37 million at signing of contract. Highest paid running back in the National Football League.
And we know that that's not going to last long.
That'll last about 2 more weeks. That'll last about maybe a week.
I don't think it's going to last a few days, because we know that one Mr. Gibbs is also awaiting his Brinks truck to back up to the facility.
It is.
The hold-ins, at least one is now paid, and the other one was waiting for this one to get paid, because Bijan kind of set the bar, and now it's like, okay, it's time to pay up, Detroit.
Yeah, we kind of I feel like this is kind of a race between the two teams. Who got the deal done first, and the other team would have to pony up to whatever that the first team went. And of course, Atlanta was the team that jumped first to get Bijan done. And now all eyes are on Detroit and waiting to see what happens with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm sure this will be taken care of within the next. I'll be super generous and give it 2 weeks. Super generous.
Sam, preseason starts in like 9 days. They got to be ready to go. I don't think Detroit's going to wait that long. They need Gibbs in and practicing very quickly. I don't think it's going to wait that much longer. I really don't.
And this is why I said I was being super generous. This is exactly why I said I was being super generous, because I don't think it's going to take 2 weeks at all. It may not take 2 days.
Right, like I said. First and foremost, as everybody can see down there in the little bottom corner, as we are broadcasting on the 609 Sports Talk Radio Network, this is the anniversary rebirth. Congrats, sir. Congrats.
2 long, fun, hardworking years since relaunch. I'm filled with emotions in the back of my head over it, but it's been a very fun 2 years.
Yeah, you guys have done fantastic. And like I said, I'm glad to be a part of it, now, and being on 609 itself. So I thank you very much for that. It's a true honor to turn around and be a part of that.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
So it's taken off, and you've got show after show after show starting up here. How did Zay Flowers get paid? Easily.
Could I answer that with a very bleak answer?
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Teams tend to pay their good players. I'll leave it at that. I mean, like, what else is there to say? Like, what are they going to do? Not pay Zay Flowers and have Rashad freaking Bateman be wide receiver one? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
No.
Especially now that Baltimore has a whole new coaching staff, so you don't know what to expect now. I purely do not know what to expect out of the Baltimore Ravens because they were so predictable with John Harbaugh. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see what Baltimore is going to do. Zay Flowers is good. He's not top 15.
Let me break this down to you. There's a lot of guys that aren't top 15 at their position, and they get paid the money that they get paid. It's called markets go up every year. That's just how it is. But again, when you're but see, Anthony, here's the problem. When you're a team like the Ravens who struggle to develop wide receiver talent, you have no choice but to overpay a Zay Flowers, which again, I understand. I don't think it's a drastic overpay. Now, is he worthy of being tied fourth for average AAV for a wide receiver with Justin Jefferson? Hell no. Is he as good as those guys? Hell no. But the problem is when you are an organization that doesn't develop wide receivers, you're going to have to overpay the one that you hit on.
Right. Mike, of course, is no tackling with big Mike McCarthy. I forgot about Pittsburgh for a moment there. It's like, the AFC North, I know that you guys covered it last week on your show. It's going to be very odd because I think that everybody is still presuming that they know what the teams have been doing in the past. And when you've got two brand new, there are three brand new coaching staffs in the AFC North. Yeah. Cleveland, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. So we have no idea what to expect. Because
we've been so used to
the norm.
They were two of the longest tenured coaches in the NFL going into last season. We don't know life with those two teams over the past 2 decades without them.
And all these veterans are feeling like a bunch of rookies because it's all brand new stuff that they've got to learn.
Yeah, you ain't wrong there.
Very, very difficult when you bring that happening. So I'm very intrigued to see what that AFC North is going to do.
I would also like to point out that the Ravens actually did add 2 wide receivers in the draft that both Tyler and myself were both pretty high on. Of course, they drafted Elijah Surratt, the wide receiver from Indiana. Tyler is a huge fan of his. They also took Jacoby Lane out of USC, who was the running mate opposite of Mekhi Lemon. So hopefully maybe one of those two they can hit on because, my God, they need another wide receiver. But because Declan Doyle is their offensive coordinator. Declan Doyle has only been an offensive coordinator for 1 year, and that was last year in Chicago with Ben Johnson. I'm very interested to see how that Ravens offense looks because if Declan Doyle runs his offense similar to what Ben Johnson does, and that's how much they love to run that football, he got a pretty good damn running back in Baltimore last time I checked.
Yeah. What is going on in the NFC South?
Oh, dude, it's Panthers are losing players left and right. The Falcons are losing players left and right. Cancel training camp.
Shoot, the 49ers are still losing players left and right.
Yeah, but that's
it's
see,
like
here's the thing. That's
every
not
single day. I'm looking, going, well, which 49er got plugged today? Oh, okay.
Well, see, George, that's the thing. That's the three guarantees in life: death, taxes, 49er players getting hurt. There's nothing new there.
Yeah, I think we have to wait until CMC retires or gets moved to another team before they can be healthy again.
Sorry, I'm scouting Philly's new trade deadline acquisitions over here. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Mike says, also saw a report Steelers camp has been the best it's been in 16 years. Structured and intensity. Who lied on that? Somebody that must have lied like Mary Kay Cabot. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yes, I did.
I'll leave the AFC.
We're doing about, hey. Calm down. The board is up. Relax. It was on McAfee show. I'm sorry. So they showed something for about 15 minutes, and then Michael went, all right, that's enough. Knock it off.
Speaking of the McAfee show, did we see the wrestling announcement on there today?
No, I missed it. What'd I miss?
That Brock officially retired?
Again?
No, this...
Was it for real this time?
Well, yes, because we all kind of expected since SummerSlam was in Minneapolis that he would have his farewell match from his home. So he put Obafemi over, which I'm still surprised Brock Lesnar knows how to put somebody over. But yeah, he officially announced his retirement. This one, I believe, is the official one.
Yeah.
Gonna miss those 15-second matches.
Let's tag SummerSlam real quick since you brought it up.
Okay, I didn't watch one damn bit of it.
I actually did. Could have slept through about half of it each night. Because believe you me, I could. The best match, I'm going to say it right now, the best match, it wasn't Roman and Seth. It was Chad Gable and Penta. I could have watched, and I was very disappointed that they cut them on time. I could have watched those two go at it for about another 20 minutes easily. They should have been given. I had that feeling when I saw the card. I said, that's going to be one of the best matches. We really are. I can't wait.
Because you're still one of those. You're still one of the real wrestling fans that looks for the in-ring product to be quality, unlike some others.
Yes. Like Logan Paul. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Oh, yeah, I did. That's right. He wasn't there. Thank God.
And like I said, I'm not a fan of that regime of wrestling either. I don't. The only thing I said about Logan Paul ever, the only ounce of credit I'll ever give him, at least he respects the history of the company enough to at least work at being better in the ring. So he's not like ISHO Speed, who, by the way, don't ever put ISHO Speed near a wrestling ring again.
I don't think that they were done with it, Anthony. I think that's the big thing. I don't think Cody and Randy are done. I think there's still a lot there there's still a lot to tell. I think that, and that's why I'm not disappointed by it. I am intrigued. I was shocked, not gonna lie. I was shocked to see Kevin Owens, and it was kind of funny because I'm sitting there and I was like, wow, Finn Balor and Sammy, I'm like, this ought to be solid. And then Nick came out and I'm going, all right, what's going on? And then he brought Gunther back out. I'm going, no, man. I'm like, look, take take Raggedy Ann and put him back in the case. Okay? Gunther's starting to look horrible. He's starting to look worse than Ric Flair, for crying out loud. I mean, Jesus, he's just one peel away from his skin falling off those bones. It's
but
looking pretty
no,
ugly.
man. But no. He ended the career of John Cena. It's going to propel his career. I haven't heard a damn thing about Gunther since. It's almost like somebody predicted that happening, didn't they? And I don't even watch wrestling.
What's up, Scotty? What's going on, dude?
I'll be honest with you.
Not until KO and CM Punk have their little spiel first, because that is going to be fun to watch.
Why we're in the whole like history matches, Kevin, Sammy, all that. Why are we actually trying to believe WWE saying that was the last time Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins will have wrestled each other?
Scott, that's impressive. My friend Scott falls asleep in movie theaters constantly. I don't know what it is about, but that's a miracle. We get to chalk that one up and add it to the list.
Anthony, it's the most wonderful time of the year, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And
but back to can someone please explain to me why we're trying to spin that?
Well, because they wanted to put it, I think they did it right. I believe they did it right. They needed something story-wise to tell, and I think they did it right with the time frame that they had. And especially to, my personal thought on it is Moxley signed the AEW contract 6 weeks ago. That was kind of the problem. And because I believe that they wanted to see if they could kind of spin it to get him back.
First of all, I'm sure if they got enough money to go to Tony Khan and say, dude, here is this amount of money. Can we have it for one freaking day? We don't even need it for a day. We need it for 10 minutes. We'll pay you $2 million for 10 minutes.
Well, the funny thing is...
Hold on. It wouldn't be the first time they've done it. They let Billy Gunn go to the freaking Stings with DX.
Well, that was the Hall of Fame thing.
He's still with the other company, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I get it. But I think they wanted to do more with it and have try to build up a good storyline with it. It is what it is. But I think that, for them to kind of say, okay, well, this is going to be it. And they'll have pretty much, Roman's got, more bloodline stuff upcoming. And Seth is definitely going to turn around and probably end up picking on Corbin. He could go screw with Corbin. Was announced as the winner. I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
First off, where I was going with this whole Roman and Seth thing, them trying to spin it like this will be the last time we ever see these two face each other. That's the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Unless Roman or Seth have told the company that within the next year they have a full-on plan on fully retiring from wrestling, these two will absolutely be in the ring together once again. You know why? Because this company doesn't have enough top-end quality talent to take those two and put them away from each other for the rest of their careers. They are Randy and John. When you need them to be put together for good viewership, you do it. It don't matter how, it don't matter when. I don't want to hear that. That's the crap that I can't stand. Oh, this will be the final time. Bull.
Anthony, and that's why I'm thinking they may set it up that Obi versus Roman. Because I believe that, and especially because the KO and CM Punk thing is gonna start taking off there. It's like, yeah, guess what? That means that Roman needs somebody, and why not start with the big fella right off the get go? I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, but if you want, it depends on how long they want Roman to hold that title. It also depends on how long Roman wants to hold the title. I don't want to put Oba so quickly because it'll depend on what they want Roman to do. If they want Roman to hold the belt, Oba's going to wait. So when it's time to drop it, that's who he drops it to. Like, I don't want him to beat Oba now, then drop it to him later. Like, I don't like stuff like that. It all depends on how long they want to have the title on Roman because here's the thing. I will never trust this company to put over anybody at the right time. They've had the opportunity to put LA Knight over for 3 years, and they still haven't freaking done it.
LA Knight to me is like a knockoff. Is like a knockoff of the Miz. Yeah, I said it.
George, I've never in my entire life, and that was when I was deep in the wrestling, was when the Miz was at his peak. Granted, Miz was a heel, but LA Knight gets crowd reactions that you don't hear on a nightly basis from everybody. And it's not even the point of, like, I'm not saying LA Knight has to be like the world champion and hold the title for a whole freaking year like Roman and Cody and all this crap. I'm not saying that. But this company has had so many opportunities over the past 10 years to push the right person at the right time. The only time this company pushes the people that the fans want is when drastic actions have taken place. I'm sorry. I am old enough to remember 12 years ago. Do you know why? Remember Daniel Bryan's big push? Why'd that happen? Because somebody, we will not name him, quit, called out the company, and the fans listened, and the fans got on the company, and then the company listened to the fans. As long as the fans do not give them hell for it, they ain't going to do shit you want to hear. Also, by the way, I was told we never.
Wow, he just got Sam speechless.
Okay. LA Knights got better freaking pops than half the guys they try to shove down our throats every week.
Yeah, but same with Uso. You can get all the pops you want.
LA Knights, I'll tell you right now that LA Knight's a better wrestler than Jay freaking Uso. LA Knight doesn't super kick you 12 times and then win a match. I'll give you that right now. I've watched LA Knight wrestle in real life. That's my point, though. Instead of trying to push some of that stuff onto LA Knight, no, we have to keep going with this stupid thing up and down because it sells merchandise. That's why. That's the crap I hate. Not to mention, Jay wouldn't have got that push if he wasn't someone's family member, neither.
All right. Shall we bounce off of WWE and get into a couple of fun reels?
Can I leave one final thought?
Throw out them.
Yeah.
For everybody at home, if you honestly believe was that Roman and Seth Saturday night or Sunday? Because I know there's 2 nights.
It was Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
It was Sunday, and after the whole, they hit the referee and knocked him down, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a leak and I'll be back.
What do you mean? That's the Roman Reigns match special. Happens in every one. But so I do have
I'm good.
I have two quick final thoughts. Number one, if you honestly think that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have wrestled each other for the last time, you are out of your mind. That's
No.
number one. Number two, I find it funny we didn't get the oh man, I agree with that. That was the highlight of the weekend.
Yeah, Matt, 1,000%, sir. 1,000%.
Also, no announcing of attendance this weekend, huh?
Yeah,
Gee,
interesting.
I wonder why.
Because it didn't sell out.
Somebody better call Dallas. We found ourselves a cowboy. Love me some Joe West. What we got, George? What we got? Hit me. Come on. Hit me with it. I'm ready.
All right. So, one of the fun baseball real talks found ourselves an actual MLB umpire sharing some stories, Sam, right in your wheelhouse.
Who did you throw out the most over your career? Do you remember one manager?
Torrey. I got Bobby Cox 4 times, but they were 10 years apart.
Did you ever toss Earl Weaver? Ever around that
I had him in spring training. I threw him out of both games. We never finished the game I was in.
Any good managerial ejection stories? Someone who gave you a funny time?
Well, the funniest one was Lou Piniella. He was really quite the character, and he was a good manager. One day he was a little late bringing in a relief pitcher. He came out to argue play at second base so the guy in the bullpen would get warmed up. I said, if you'd have done your job last inning, this guy would be ready to come in. He said, when did you start managing? I said, last inning when you quit. So the next year we're in Houston. He came out to argue play at second base. He said, you're out of position. I said, when did you start umpiring? He said, last year when you started managing.
That's a great story. That is a great damn story right there, my friend. I was cracking up when I heard that. I thought that was priceless. That was
Don't get much better than Lou Piniella, man.
That was absolutely priceless. I was loving that one. And I knew you'd appreciate that one. That one was pretty good. I mean, that was hysterical. That was good. Well, next up, of course, our favorite injury demon time.
Thank you. Good. What's going on? Did I forget something when I left? No. Then why am I? No. Yeah. Okay. This is uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna backflip on out of here. Okay, did he just not learn from Fanatics Fest? The Niners don't have anyone else. They're relying on a rookie and a slice of string cheese that is Mike Evans' hamstring. My quad hurts. You have got to be kidding me. Mike, hey, Ricky's going to be staying at your place this year. This year? Yeah, season-ending PCL injury. Oh, and Mikhail just tore his ACL. This is unbelievable. Come on, Ricky. I'm going to introduce you to my realtor. It's actually a really good idea. Another training camp injury? Oh, my. Oh, wow, that's a lot of words. What do you mean? Hyperextended knee, bone bruise, and small fracture. About 8 to 10 weeks. Ah. Okay. Wait, where are you going? Your place is that way. Vatican City. Pope's a Bears fan, so if anyone can perform a miracle for us, it's gotta be him. What was that? Scad. I'm good.
The did you not learn from Fanatic Fest part is the best thing of the whole damn video.
And Connor is back at it. He wasted no time. This one got released today. He's already off and running. And I was in tears laughing. Because I was just like, yep, just keep adding the. I was shocked he didn't have Shanahan on it. I was so waiting for a Shanahan appearance. I was like, come on, dude, give me a Shanahan, please. Oh,
we can't do that. Yes. Shanahan, come.
I'm looking, hey, Connor has done some great stuff with the basketball over the off season from the NFL, but we know this is his bread and butter. And when I saw that this was the first one of the day, I said, yeah, all right, here we go. It's on like Donkey Kong. 49ers offense should be named Jurassic Park. Well, we could rename Levi Stadium Jurassic Park because it's gonna be a freaking zoo over there for sure this season.
Speaking of the Niners, I need a question answered, and I need it answered right now.
Uh-oh.
What the bloody hell are you guys doing with the Brandon Ayuk situation?
Oh no, they locked him in and said, okay, we're just gonna sit there and just leave you on the list.
Why?
Oh, you got to burn off, all the, you basically, once you turn around and burn off all the contract terms and everything, it's like, well, who's going to want a guy who's been out for 2 seasons? Who do the 49ers sacrifice next? Good question, Clint. I don't know yet. Give me a few days. I'm sure there's a backup quarterback who definitely could, pull a quad. Give me a few days. I'll come up with somebody. I'm sure. Or they might. Who knows? They might come up with somebody.
We'll have that answer tomorrow afternoon.
Right? Right.
I'll have my ears to the Twitterverse. Oh my gosh.
So it is, as we were saying, it is the most wonderful time of the year. It is football season. Kelly's already sour and in a bad mood. So I know it's the best time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, you can just sit there and waste a spot. They're not in any rush. So it's also fantasy time. And Sam, yeah, Washington. Anthony says they're pushing for Diggs.
Be a pretty solid addition, I won't lie.
Yeah. Well, we know Tyreek Hill isn't going anywhere because they already said he wouldn't be ready.
He doesn't have a leg.
Yeah, he isn't even close to being football ready till maybe next year. And it's like, well, okay. Don't know where you're going to go, but, it is what it is.
I was going to ask, are we about to hop into our fantasy stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I just found I was going to share this with you, but if we don't have time, then we'll hold it for another day.
No, go ahead. What do you got?
So this is via USA Today. The top 25 for the coaches poll for the top 25 for college football preseason has been released.
The coaches poll. Big deal.
How are the reigning national champions 6?
Because they lost a quarterback and a couple of receivers. And
I don't give a shit.
Okay. Well, when you lose a lot of what got you to the dance, you're gonna get some flack back because,
Okay, and the team that all right. What about the team last year that won before them? They were still top 2, and they lost a shit ton.
Like I said, it's throwing darts at a dartboard, Sam, and it's the coaches poll. Go figure.
Well, can the coaches take a certain team's slong out of their freaking mouth and stop glazing Notre Dame, please? They're standing at 5.
All right.
Let's get it. I'll complain about that another day.
Matt says Indiana's a better roster than last season.
They had a good transfer portal, man.
And Clint says national champs should always start number 1. Yeah, they do it when Alabama. They do it when Alabama's there. They do.
That was the point I was trying to make with Ohio State. Ohio State was ranked 2 last year.
Where'd they put them? 4?
No, they're at 1.
Who's at 1?
Ohio State.
Okay, the coaches were drunk.
Here. I don't want to take away from the fantasy. But let me just ring off the top 7. In this order, you have Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, because yes, Texas looked so freaking good last year. Notre Dame, because again, we know how that story goes. We have to put them at 5 because we
Right.
have to get the crybabies in this year.
Yeah.
Indiana, and then Miami's at number 7. So the top 2 teams in the country last year that made it all the way are 6 and 7. Okay, I must be losing my mind.
Like I
But
said,
I am happy.
coaches, they're
I
drunk.
will say I am happy about one thing, because guess who's number 17?
No, yeah.
Oh, hold on. And I'm not trying. Let me see CJ Carr now without his cute running back duo back there. Let's see how good CJ Carr is now.
So I know that as we were discussing earlier, our wonderful top guys who were getting paid, Mr. Gibbs sitting there at 1. It was reversed about 6 days ago, by the way. Bijan was at 1, Gibbs was at 2. It's kind of ironic on how all of a sudden Gibbs just popped himself into 1 and has a small back issue still. So that's a little concerning. But your first initial reactions here to the top 5-6 guys.
I mean, Bijan being 1 or 2 isn't a surprise, as neither is Gibbs. I think a lot of the thing with Gibbs is he's now the workhorse, because there ain't no David Montgomery no more. So that his workload's going to get a little, it's going to go up a little bit. So I'm sure, that with more touches will come more production. So I'm sure that's why he's going to be number 1 or 2. He's easily a top 2 running back in football right now with Bijan. So I think that's a big reason why they're the top 2. Chase is always going to be the first wide receiver because he puts up the most numbers. Puka at 4 is not a surprise. I am a little surprised though Puka's over JSN, but again, I think it's more there. It's more of a Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold thing, but I would trust Stafford still more than Darnold. And that's no disrespect to Darnold, but for fantasy purposes, CMC, of course, top 5, no surprise. Again, he's the best dual threat running back in all of football. Where else are we at here?
Sorry, I let you get through the the top 10 there. JT, St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Jefferson. And even though A-Chain is really salty about his position, by the way, that he said his goal this year is he is going to be the top running back and get the rushing title this year.
Good luck with that, Will, on that team. Unless he's getting traded to a team that I'm not aware of yet, good luck.
And Anthony,
I wouldn't either.
It's going to be ugly. Yeah. A lot has to do with the strength of schedule this year. In one of my leagues, I actually do have the number 1 pick, and I'm not feeling comfortable with almost anybody off right in the top 10. So even in the top 15, it's kind of looking at it going, man, I just don't know. Matt, like we brought up a little bit earlier, we don't really know what to expect out of Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. It's different head coaches, different philosophies. It's totally going to be a whole different ball game as far as what we've always thought of the teams in the past. So that it could be that he gets a lot more touches this year. I'm just concerned on how much that body's going to break down, being a workhorse this year. Anthony, I believe Sam turned around and said, my league is fantasy football on crack. Because the story of this goes is between myself and a couple of friends back in the early 90s. We, at the time, there was a horrifying Lions head coach, and we said we could do a better job. And we went through and picked our own fantasy teams and said, all right, I'll keep track of all the numbers. I says, whatever comes out of the newspaper, that's what we'll get. So that's where the whole 1 point per yard actually was birthed. I actually did it starting in 93, and it has not changed since. My league was the PPY, PPR before anybody else had even thought of it. And that pretty much is why everybody's like, dude, you get a lot of points in your league. And it's like, yes, I do. The touchdowns, basically, it's just like PPR, PPY stuff set up now, utilizing the decimal points. You get 60 for a touchdown instead of 6, the 6.0. And then your points per yard, a lot of the guys use decimal points in the tenths to turn around and break up the ties. So, like I said, I started it first, and it's 33 years now running. And the two original OGs who were a part of it back at the start are also back in the league again as of a couple of years ago, which is great to have my buddies back. And it's an absolute great time. We do our draft actually live and in person, and we draft, we eat, and then we play some cards afterwards and make a full day out of it. It's an absolute blast, and we love doing it. And we all the significant others know that that second or third Saturday in August, we got plans. Not necessarily. A lot of guys in this league, because it's 1 point per yard, that goes for the quarterbacks as well. So quarterbacks get bonuses on the 400, 300, 400 passing yard games. There's bonuses on the completions. So ironically, my league, you will see probably Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, being the first two quarterbacks off the board, and would not be surprised even with Matthew Stafford. One of our guys is a big fan of his. Those three guys will be gone before I even sniff my second pick, as I would pick somebody at 1. But those three QBs will be gone by the time I pick it, my pick at number 2, easily, if not other ones, because it is so point heavy. Clint is in the Ohio League, so Clint, I have no idea. Matt, yes. No Raiders, no Cardinals. I already have a list that I'm trying to stay away from. There's already a good list because I have no idea what to expect. So yes. This year we're even opting even on the tight ends. It is now a flex position of they don't have to draft a tight end, and it can be a wide receiver or tight end in that position. But if somebody does, and it is a receiving tight end heavy, so those top, 4 or 5 tight ends down here. Yeah, it could get interesting. Matt says no Browns. Clint said, yeah, in the Ohio League, yeah, Josh Allen went number 1 overall, and none of those guys, and I do mean none of them, who picked number 1 overall with Josh Allen won the league and or even did well. So, yeah. And the Brown, ironically, Matt, Quentin is Judkins is actually listed. If we go to our running backs here, he is not, and yes, this is an insult, Derrick Henry at 25. But Judkins is sitting right there in almost the top 50 players overall. So going down this list, though, that's in the top 20. So, yeah, there could be a few. There definitely could
I'm
be.
sorry. Did I see closer to the top that James Cook is behind Devon Achane?
Did you see Cook behind? Yes, sir, you did.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, we are aware that Devon Achane's probably on the worst team in football.
Yeah. Not feeling a Pittsburgh player and no Titans. Matt says fan of yes, absolutely. I think so. Jenkins needs an O-line. You got that right.
I think they got a pretty decent one.
Really?
Yes.
Do tell.
I mean, you trade Spencer Fano, signed Zion Johnson, signed Elgton Jenkins, brought over Titus Howard, brought back Tevin Jenkins, who will probably be the starting right guard. That's not a bad offensive line, considering the fact that after the end of last year, the entire line was free agents.
Very true. Very
I
true.
think the line's pretty solid. Not saying it's great, but it's solid. There's talent there.
Okay. Any other shockers besides sitting there going Jeremiah Love almost in the top 10?
How, dude? He hasn't even stepped on an NFL field yet.
They do it all the time. You know that.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know that's how it goes.
I know. I just don't. No, I don't know.
You don't know as in you don't know or you don't know?
Yes, and I don't know.
The Jets tight end rookie from Oregon. Do you remember what's his name, Sam?
Hang on. Yeah, it's Hang on Sadiq.
118th.
Oh my God.
That's where he's at. He's way down there. Matt says, to be determined with that offensive line.
It's fair.
Definitely fair. Definitely. The receivers, we've pretty much seen the top 10 here. I love how they slapped Drake London in way up there when Atlanta's going to be in a lot of trouble this year. And it's like,
Who's getting the ball to Drake London?
It's a hard, it's a hard no.
Yeah,
Your boy AJ Brown sitting behind Drake London. How the hell does that happen? I mean, seriously.
Good question.
I know you're just like, well, it's all good.
I could care less. I'm not speaking on said wide receiver for New England Patriots.
But Sam, he was a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, it was.
Never was.
If you still think that you lost credibility in this argument when you put Debo in the conversation a couple years ago.
I never did.
Oh, don't make me go back on the freaking.
Really? Do we really need to tell you that? He only caught 1 million footballs last season. Granted, it was a lot of garbage time, but come on, man.
Yeah, it's well. That's the thing. People may steer away from that because of his team, but I think most will be. Excuse me. It'll mostly be McBride.
Yeah, it is.
And look, it's going to be between him and Bowers.
Yeah, McBride is first on the list.
Yeah, McBride's the best tight end of football, in my opinion, right now, currently.
Jesus. What's up? Bryce just walked in the door.
The real question is, it's McBride, Bowers, and who goes third? Because Kittle ain't going to be ready for fantasy season.
No, in fact, Kittle was well down the list. There's McBride.
Ooh.
There's Bowers. Oh. Loveland's
going to have I think he's going to have a very big year. Laporta, if he's healthy, will have a solid year.
Warren is next.
Tyler Warren, yes, as long as Daniel Jones stays healthy.
Harold Fannin.
Oh, man, there's
Tucker
a lot of good
Kraft.
young tight ends.
Yep.
Tucker Kraft, yeah.
After that. Kyle Pitts after that. Sammy Laporta after that. Dalton Kincaid rounds out. And then Kittle, who's on the PUP list.
You want some sleepers? Not sleepers, but like
and then there's Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
And then we finally get Mr. Travis Kelce.
About freaking dime. Is that Goddard right under him?
Goddard right behind him.
So here's the thing with Goddard this year. I feel like he could be a little higher because he is still the number 2 veteran returning on that offense with Devontae Smith. I understand they traded for Dontavian Wicks. I know they drafted Mekhi Lemon. I know they have all these other pieces, but the 2 guys returning that were pass catchers are Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. I really think in this new Sean Mannion offense, you could see more of a higher usage rate for Goddard, especially early in the season. So if you get one of those top tier tight ends, or if you miss out on them, I wouldn't hate looking at a guy like Goddard. Another guy I wouldn't hate to look at is Isaiah Likely. John Harbaugh brought him to New York with him for a reason.
I know.
So
and you know
those
how
are
much
2 guys
he loves to use his tight ends.
So Those are two things that I would look for.
Jackson Dart to Isaiah Likely. It's likely going to happen.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I mean, and of course, there he is. Likely and Sadiq back to back. But once you get through pretty much those top 6 to 8 tight ends, it's a crapshoot.
It is.
It really is. And instead of trying to force the issue, of, well, hey, all the tight ends were always, as an offensive weapon, it seems like slowly a lot of them are not. And it's getting to be an old standby position again.
Yeah.
Anthony says a sleeper pick is Ferguson. He says he hates to say it out loud.
I don't hate his thought process there. Excuse me.
So let's jump right on into defenses, shall we? And you wonder who the hell is going to be there. What's that status on that Aaron Donald crap?
I don't care either
okay.
way. Even with him, I still don't think they're the number one defense in fantasy.
You don't say.
My number one defense is the one right below them.
The Houston Texans, who ironically got Clowney back.
Yes, because what we have to do now is give a third edge rusher to keep Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter fresh.
Yeah, very interesting.
I like it. Rotate. You can never have enough edge rushers, man. You got to get after the quarterback in this league.
Sam, what do I do with Evans and DJ Moore in Dynasty? I have Nico, London, and Tyson. Should I try to package them for something?
Yes.
Ooh. Interesting. With Mike Evans, I mean, what are I was going to say? First question is how many rounds of free agency draft are you guys doing in your dynasty? And have you done it yet? Or are you guys just prepping right now in anticipation of that before your draft? So that would be my first question, is to see it's late to trade for Evans. I don't think so.
George, you may want to check the private chat. Anthony, I think they're referring to Jordan Tyson from the Saints. Evening, sir.
10 rounds were already done last week. Okay.
See, I got it.
Well, yeah,
so
that
I was
makes
keeping an
sense.
eye on the private chat. I got you.
If he's already got Jordan Tyson, then yeah, it stands that they already did their rookie draft. Unfortunately, I kind of have to agree with Sam. I don't know that you're going to get much for Evans in a dynasty league. Once he gets healthy, you can give it a shot. Maybe somebody just needs somebody. Again, the answer to the question is going to depend on things like how many wide receivers do you start? Do you start 2 or 3? If you start 3, or you're legitimately looking at doing 2 and a flex, you might want to keep at least one of Evans and Moore, just because you don't know what the hell's going to happen. I mean, it's not like Nico's known for staying healthy.
Right.
And Tyson had a lot of injury concerns coming out of Arizona last year.
And London with that Atlanta schedule is just brutal.
And as far as Tyson goes, personally, I look at the kid. I think he's going to do really well, and he could go off this year. He's still a rookie, and you don't know.
And he's still playing opposite of Chris Olave.
Right.
And the thing with DJ Moore is like he's not. Again, we literally just did an AFC East preview last night. We were talking about the Bills. DJ Moore did not fall off talent-wise in Chicago last year. The reason that his numbers went down is because he had a young offensive-minded coach who has a dynamite run scheme with Monangai and Swift. Oh, not to mention they have 3 really good young players by the names of Colston Loveland, Rome Odunze, and Luther Burden. He got phased out because of how much young talent was around him. He is going into Buffalo expecting to be no worse than their second best wide receiver. Because who's he competing with? Shakir? Okay, he's a slot guy. And don't get me started with Keon freaking Coleman, please. But now the other thing though with Buffalo is they run a lot of their offense through James Cook, and they're the tight ends with Knox and Kincaid. So I'm not saying Moore's going to go in there and light the world on fire, but I expect him to have a pretty solid year. He may be a guy you may want to hang on to.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, Moore's going to finish as a top 10 wide receiver. I don't know that.
No.
Nobody knows that.
Right.
But I will say this is the best situation he's been in. If you want to just talk about pure situations for getting the ball and having the targets.
It's the best quarterback he's ever played with.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a top 5. He's playing with a top 5 quarterback in football now. That's no disrespect to what Caleb Williams did last year. That's no disrespect. But I mean, this is Josh Allen.
Yep.
And again, to answer the original question, it does depend how many of those wide receivers you plan on starting. I personally, I would be more in favor of trading Evans. It's just your return is not going to be probably anything to write home about. If you want to trade more, again, you can lay out the arguments just as well as we just did. I mean, you could theoretically get a decent return for him. Wait until the season starts. Say he lights it up week 1 or 2. Then I'd deal him. Then you'd also have a pretty good idea exactly what New Orleans is doing with Tyson. I have a hunch he's gonna be the zone guy. Olave's gonna be the man guy. And that could be some really fun stuff to watch.
And New Orleans has a very
And a
favorable strength of schedule too, which
Yeah.
does bode well for them. So keep that in mind as well.
3 and a flex.
Ooh.
Do you have any running backs to even worth talking about? Like is that flex spot, is it going to be a wide receiver, or do you actually have options?
Yeah, that's a great question. Great point.
Speaking of why we're talking running backs, while we wait for the comment to come through, Travis Etienne could be a very intriguing running back option this year too, because
good God.
Ooh.
Okay. That being said, though, Moore could be your flex. Because unless something strange happens, which is why you have Mason and why you have Pollard, I think those are reserve guys that you're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, Moore's a number 1. I mean, he's a number 1 in Buffalo. So I think you're starting 2 and 4. But God, good Lord, yeah. Don't even. I mean, if something happens and you feel the need to make a deal. You have the bullets to do it. But good God, Cook, Brown, plus your wide receivers. Just take the damn league.
Right.
And also,
don't get cute.
Right. I know that's. I'm not trying to like hype him up for a special season. Let's not sleep on Tony Pollard too much.
No. He's a viable, to me, for fantasy. He's a viable guy off the bench.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I want to see something before I put him in that flex spot, though.
100%.
Yeah, very true.
But I'm telling about back to what I was saying. I'm telling you, Travis Etienne. No, I'm not calling him Achan. His name is not Achan. It's Travis Etienne. I've been calling him that his whole damn career. He, with what Kellen Moore did last year, let's be real. The Saints as a team last year overachieved. I think we probably, if I went back to my NFC South preview last year, Tyler and I probably had him at a win, if that, maybe 2.
Right.
But that offense now, it's got a bunch of weapons. It's got a really good offensive line.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
you know where you need to focus next offseason.
Yep. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yep. 100%, because you'll be replacing 2 out of 3 of those pretty easily.
Yeah.
Maybe all 3. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I think the Ravens made a huge. I am not high on Mark Andrews.
See, I think, okay, for where he's getting drafted, I think I don't want to say it's a steal, but I think it's a good position to be in if you're getting late rounds. You're looking
Yeah.
for that
You
tight
need a
end.
tight end.
Yeah, we looked. He is down.
Who else are they going to use as tight end?
Right, because we said likely is gone.
Yeah,
So
he's going to get the targets. It's
He's
just a
gonna get-
matter of does he stay healthy?
Or catch them. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go look at the Ravens. So it's Mark Andrews. Yeah. Oh, good freaking Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Yeah.
It's Mark Andrews.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Nelson.
who's that freaking guy? Who the hell?
Okay, so remember how I was talking about earlier, George, about the Ravens drafting Elijah Surratt and Jacoby Lane? They better pray like hell one of those 2 gets developed, because outside of Zay Flowers, Anthony, by the way, this is why they pay Zay Flowers, damn it.
Yep, keep him.
He's going to have to catch the ball. He has to catch the ball.
He has
Because
But Zolt, here's the thing, right? Should Zay Flowers be tied for 4th in terms of average annual value for wide receivers? Absolutely not.
No.
However, when you're a team like the Ravens who cannot find consistent wide receiver play to save your life, you kind of have no choice but to overpay the one guy that has actually produced.
Exactly. You have to pay your guy. And if you're going to pay your guy, you're going to pay the market rate. And that's what they did. I mean, think about it from now, 2 years from now, how's that contract going to look? It's going to be 15th maybe in the league. Maybe close to 20th in the league.
Exactly. Like talk to me next March if Devontae Smith has a huge, like, I won't say Devontae Smith is going to have a JSN type of breakout year, but if Devontae Smith comes out this year and puts up 1,400, talk to me what we have to pay Devontae Smith now because of Zay freaking Flowers. Thanks a lot, Baltimore.
You know what, Sam, you got to pay him just because you got to pay your players.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that.
That's just how it is. I mean, the big talk around here about, okay, Bijan got his payday. Thank God, because now Gibbs can get $1 more and we can get him on the damn field.
Give him a quarter. Here you go. Just give the
Whatever.
Do not forget the quarter.
Just get him out there. It's like, for the love of God, don't let this go like another 2 weeks and then he pulls a hammy, when he gets out there. This is what I'm saying. The hold in, it works. You're showing up, you're in meetings, you're just not out there on the field. Hey, I'm here, pay me. Get the money, get on the field, get yourself warmed up so nothing bad happens. Because we've all seen it.
Yeah.
And Mr. Zach Ertz was he just skipped through that on my X there that he was catching footballs from one Mr. Andrew Luck over in Stanford. So he's looking a little bit true to form again. Sam's like,
what do you come on?
Sam's like, hello, that's right. Come on back home.
Just end the listen. He should never have had to have gotten traded from here. However, we had Dallas Goedert. I would like for once a franchise icon, which he is in Philly. Go look at his numbers. I would like to actually get some of these guys to retire and end their careers in Philadelphia. I mean, the guy's 5 years old? I still have Dallas Goedert. I drafted Eli Stowers. I have Johnny Munt. I could take a flyer on Zach Ertz for a year. He only needs like 11 receptions to break the franchise's all-time record anyway. So please, it's a storybook waiting to happen.
Yes, it is.
By the way, the NFL Top 100 can kiss my rear end this year.
I don't know. New coach, dude. Lamar could be on his way out the door. Could be another Kyler Murray situation, dude.
We've said this before.
Yep.
I think they'll figure out a way. They'll pay him.
And that's if the coach thinks that it's a good fit for his philosophy.
And again, though, we've said it before. I literally said it just a couple minutes ago. That contract is huge now. Cap only goes up.
Yeah.
In this sport.
Right.
Market's always going to reset.
Yep.
And I mean, when we were sitting here last year, it's like, all right, we were saying, where would Kyler Murray fit in? We did not pick Minnesota. None of us had Minnesota picked.
Yeah, I say we should have, but at the same time, no, we shouldn't have, because you would have thought Minnesota would have gone for somebody. How do I put this without thoroughly insulting Kyler Murray? With a bit more cachet. I mean, it was primed for like a Kirk Cousins reunion, right?
Yep. It was.
Yeah.
I think it totally was. And that's why we didn't even think twice about it. I think Sam made the joke of, hey, the 49ers need another backup. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
I'm tempted. Do I need to start doing the injury report now?
Zoe, I want to get out of here before midnight, please.
No, I was going to say, we ain't got that much time. Jesus.
I
already
by the time we get through that damn thing.
You missed it. I already did in the real talk. We already showed the Connor has already started his very first injury demon video this morning, and he had a lot of the 49ers in question already popping in on him. So yeah. I was disappointed that he didn't throw Shanahan in there too. I was kind of hoping for a Shanahan appearance, but it didn't happen. But yes, he is already off and running well with the videos, and it was a very, very fun one to watch, including having Scattaboo in it too. So that was pretty good. So looking forward to seeing is Ricky Pearsall is now the move-in guy of the whole year and the whole season. I expect him to probably do a little Ricky Pearsall popping in and out every once in a while. I don't expect him to do quite the Joe Burrow thing like he did last year, but I could see him doing a little bit with the whole Ricky Pearsall thing throughout the season.
I think Ricky Pearsall, he took a look at the power station next door, and he's just like, you know what? Why don't I just take myself out of the equation right now?
Well, like what I don't understand with this is it's clearly from the PCL injury he had last year. Nobody thought maybe after the season to go take care of this shit.
That is the question.
That is the big question. How did you miss this?
Yes. How did you get to this point?
Yeah, like, and again, this is not the first. Look, Brandon Ayuk, did he not have a torn ACL before he went mentally insane?
Yes.
Nick Bosa's torn his ACL, twice now? since he's been in the NFL? Michael Williams, did he play 3 games before he tore his ACL last year? Can we? You think we should evaluate our training staff at some point, gentlemen?
Okay. I'm gonna go way the hell off topic for half a second here, because we've never done that before.
You're already past half a second.
Grass in every stadium. You
Oh
did
my
it for the
God.
damn World Cup.
Yes.
Grass in every stadium.
Yes. I
Obviously can
nearly
do
about lost it when I saw the Browns were putting artificial turf in this new stadium. I was just beside myself.
MetLife alone could have told you that we should have grass in every stadium.
Right.
That's varsity.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You should have grass in every stadium.
But I'm going to
And thanks to dispensaries in Michigan, there already is in Ford Field.
But
By the way, Zol, I also want to say this. We were talking about should we go through the Niners injury report. What I was really mean to say was George will grow his hair back enough to lose it again by the time we get through that.
Anthony, it actually is more money to maintain the artificial turf to keep it down.
I was gonna say that the crap made out of the tires.
Yeah.
They've already had to replace the field at Ford Field like multiple times since that's been put in. It only has a shelf life of so long.
It is not cheap.
And frankly, this is the damn NFL. Suck it up and pay the money. You're just losing players. That's all you're doing.
I mean, you heard the NFL guys even talking about it during the World Cup, and they're like, okay, we just saw we can put grass in here.
We can.
Why aren't we playing on natural? That is what the sport was meant to be played on to begin with. Hello.
Anyway, back to your fantasy questions.
See, football, that is.
Sure.
So,
Oh,
we were let's get back to, we were right around the defenses, and Sam and I were just bringing up and talking about Houston and the reuniting of Mr. One Clowney back to the Texans again, and how much that that keeps that rotation fresh with that defense.
I kind of agree that I think Texans should be the top defense, although realistically, your top 4 or 5, easy, probably top 5 defenses on there, I'm not going to be ashamed to draft any of them.
No.
And honestly, I'll say this one. The Patriots defense, it won't go ape shit crazy, but it is a steady defense to have.
Yeah.
Because just think of something, right? We saw last year's playoffs how bad Drake May was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be real about something. Drake May had to face the Chargers, who under Jesse Minter had a pretty damn good defense last year. Baltimore hired him for a reason. Then he had to go against the Texans. Then he had to go against the Broncos, and then ultimately had to go up against the Seahawks. Outside of the Seahawks, the Patriots won the rest of those games. The Patriots defense held its own against all of those units and matched them. Now, mind you, the Broncos didn't have Bo Nix, and I still will keep my opinion that if Bo Nix played that game, I think we could have had a completely different outcome to the entire season last year. However, they will not go crazy like the Texans will, or the Rams, or the Eagles, or who else we got, or the Seahawks, but they are a steady unit, and they got better. They got Kevin Byard, who led the league in picks last year. Will they do that again? I'm not sure, but still in addition. They added Draymond Jones, who is a better edge defender than what they had last year. And that's no disrespect, because Kalavian Chason and Harold Landry were both very good last year. They still have Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. I think they are a I wouldn't say they're a sleeper, but they're a defense that they won't lose you a week.
Now the rest of these guys right here, this is rounding out your top 15. This is the top half of the league, 15, 16. This is still the top half of your league.
Yeah. Yeah. This is about the point where I'm like, I'm going to be picking and choosing every week. You either get the top elite defense or just stream week to week. That's me. That's how I look at it.
I think.
Well, and remember this: the Chargers' defense last year was ranked in the top 4.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter.
Yeah.
And they've fallen far.
Well, that's what happens when you lose Jesse Minter.
They've fallen pretty far. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Anthony, yeah, Denver led the league in sacks.
They did.
And in my league this year, the hits on the QB, we're playing Bounty Gate, baby. It's 5 points a pop.
We're getting kicked off the air. He said Bounty Gate.
Yeah. That's it. NFL's going to shut us down.
We're using Bounty Gate in fantasy. Sleeper has set it up as one of their options. And I went, okay, don't tempt me to use it because I've seen me do it. I believe I was even talking with Zolt when I saw it and went,
yeah,
well, hello there.
You're like, wait,
That's
you're like,
something new.
Hits on quarterback.
Hits
What?
That's interesting. And Dave said, well, it's your leagues. It's like,
That's right.
why not? Why not? So here we go.
We'll just throw a few more points at it.
So that Denver defense, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
I'm not sure. I'm not really a big fan of picking a sleeper defense because of how the league changes from week to week. But I will say there is a defense that is kind of intriguing. Ooh.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. We all just went, damn.
He didn't tear his Achilles. This is such an easy answer.
Right.
Right.
And he's a 49er.
Right. Right. Oh, wow.
And he's 32.
In a keeper?
Oh.
Ooh. Who else do you have at tight end besides George?
Yeah, and you could ask the same question for Pollard too.
And Pollard, yeah. Who else is on your roster for running backs and tight end?
That would be a lot easier to answer at that point.
Yeah, that's
that's the thing. I mean, when do we think we're actually getting Kittle back?
He's already on the field.
Against,
is he?
He's already been practicing. Yeah,
he's
already been
back. He's back. All right.
Do you trust that training staff?
No.
Hey,
All right.
I didn't say that. He traded his first, second, and third last year, but he has Josh Brees, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Walker, Bucky, and George as his current keepers.
Okay, I
Rice, Walker, and Bucky. Wow.
I assume you mean keeper for this coming season. I would keep Kittle just because you have running backs.
Yep.
I mean, unless you feel you traded your first, second. Ride.
Wow, he's not getting a pick till the 4th round.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's rough.
That's rough.
I would keep Kittle just because you don't have to fill that slot now.
Yeah.
Then you have 3 running backs.
Yeah, three solid running backs, no less. That's not a bad trio. Wow. Yeah, but ooh, man, trading the first, second, and third. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. My brother had similar situation where he traded his first and his second, and not being able to make any pick until the third. That's brutal. But you got 1, 2, and 3. Yikes. Whoo. And the good thing is there are a lot of wide receivers this season. This season, just like last season, there's a lot of wide receiver depth. A lot of wide receivers.
Let me also throw this out there real quick. So I just pulled it up as of yesterday. Kittle is still on the preseason PUP list.
Yeah, he's been on the practice field. Though.
They're talking they're not going to rush him because he's ancient. So you know your league better than we do. Obviously, you have no issue wheeling and dealing. Keep Pollard and try to deal either him or Irving to somebody and maybe reclaim a second rounder, maybe. Put yourself in a position to get a tight end. Like I said, it's hard to just throw stuff out there not having the league in front of us. And like I said, you know who everybody else is keeping and who they aren't. So just an option. Like I said, trades don't seem to be an issue in your league because you've obviously done them. Just something to keep in the back of your head. There are no trades until after the draft. God, it's like I haven't heard a rule that dumb since I heard no roster moves once the playoffs hit.
Hey, we're gonna be fighting here or what?
Oh God. All right. So
wow, no trades until after you've drafted.
Yuck.
Ew. That's brutal.
Keep Kittle and rub that lucky rabbit's foot. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Kidding.
Giving that advice to a fantasy owner or the entire or the 49ers organization.
Talk about packaging Pollard and redrafting Kittle. Well, again, who's your other tight end?
He didn't list one, so I'm thinking there might not be one, George.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
Okay, I have heard this argument. You're not the only one to have it. I think. Okay, so as far as Casey's running game, yeah, right. Yeah, and then until Kittle actually comes off that PUP list, you are 100% correct. You do not have one.
And well, another neat little sneaky option that you could turn around and pull off, because I happen to know that one Mr. Taysom Hill is in fact landed in Denver yesterday. So if you get stuck and you just decide, I'll just wait till the end, you could probably pull him off, because I think they'll announce him signing by the end of the week.
The opinions of members of this show are not to be taken as gospel or to be used as any real advice in any
George,
real world situations.
I freaking hope you end up with Taysom Hill and Deebo Samuel on every damn fantasy team you do. Because I swear to God, you are the biggest fan of bad football players.
Wow.
That I
You
do.
So wait a minute. Really? That's my fandom for Cooper DeJean. That's bad football players.
No, because I was a fan of him first, so he was marked safe by me.
I mean,
who got the jersey first?
He lives in Cleveland.
Hello. Where do you think bad football's born?
Hey, hold on. The Browns have a lot of good football players. They just don't have good quarterbacks.
To finish
Don't
my
have that
thought
movie.
on Clint and Casey's running game. Here's the thing. Casey, when was the last time they actually had someone to have a running game around?
Priest Holmes.
Suppose- Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days. They were
Yeah.
fun.
Those were the best days.
Yeah, again, it all depends on Walker's usage. I totally get that. You seem to think it's going to be RBBC. I don't necessarily think it's going to be by committee. I could see it 60-40. I could see it 70-30. 80-20, and we're starting to talk, like real numbers. So if that's where you land, fine. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I don't know if I'm optimistic enough to get him where he's being drafted at. So it's tight. Again, it's all going to depend on where people fall to, in what draft, in what scoring system, etc. Gentlemen, I need
It
about
just
2
wouldn't be a bad
minutes.
backup plan.
I'll be
He
right
had
back.
Ton just had some solid play last year when Kittle would be off the field. That's not a terrible idea,
Yeah.
especially in that playoff game against Seattle. He played well. Oh, yeah, Anthony Gainwell's such a valuable back just because of how many passes he's going to catch.
Right.
Am I okay to give a little program announcement for this week real quickly?
Go for it, my friend.
All right, so I last night on Unbiased, I stated that it was a possibility that Hitting Home would be live on Thursday this week. That will be changing. We will be live tomorrow at 7.
Yeah. That's
Let madness endure. We'll be giving our thoughts on all the trade deadline activity.
and there was plenty of it.
Yeah. Well, Dustin's having a great night. The Cubs are beating Tarek Skubal and the Dodgers right now.
Yeah, Zolt, how was that?
So your team disgusts me so much.
How was that? Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into that a little bit.
I mean, Phillies could have made an offer.
We did.
Could have made a better one.
Theirs was better.
Okay, so here. This is why he ended up with the Dodgers. Because his agent said he wanted to play for the Dodgers, and he said it publicly.
Yep.
Once he did that, it kind of forced the Tigers' hand, and everybody's like, "Well, they should have waited till the last minute." I'm like, no, because everybody knew what was going to happen at that point.
Also, I also pointed this out. Teams are very hesitant. And mind you, we have a lockout coming in a few months. Yeah. But even during regular times in baseball, teams are hesitant to trade a lot of long-term assets for what could be a 3-month rental. Unfortunately for the rest of baseball, and there's nothing we can do about this, the Dodgers are so damn good, they are able to take the risk of that. Even if Skubal doesn't go back to the Dodgers, which he probably freaking will, but say he doesn't, right? Say somebody else comes in with a better offer, he wants to go somewhere else, whatever. They have the farm system, the money, and the team that they can give up 4 or 5 prospects for a player, and they can use them for 3 months, win a World Series, and say, oh, you don't want to come back? All right, thank you, bye-bye.
Yeah, the doors are going to be locked anyway, and there won't be a baseball season next year, so it won't matter.
And there probably won't be.
Should one draft Gainwell and Tucker if they have Bucky? Sam?
Gainwell is a very good bench running back because again he's going to catch a shit ton of passes. And
I really don't know if Tucker's draftable, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I mean, it's going to be one of those last round handcuffs that you're just going to drop the first time something happens. I mean, sure, grab them, and if you happen to hold on to them, but and anything beyond, say, round 12, 13, generally, I'm drafting a guy just to cut him the first waiver wire. So draft him just in case something happens before the season starts. But
Well, and I think, kind of one of the things too is, with the Eagles, it's like, okay, if you're taking Saquon, it's like, well, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, you might want to pull up Tank in the latter rounds, and it's not going to be a bad idea. Go ahead, Sam.
Tank. Now I'm not sure if this is going to continue throughout all of training camp. It may just be a way to keep Saquon off his feet a little bit. Tank Bigsby did take 50% of the first team reps in practice the other day.
Oh,
I think
it's going to be a good 1-2 combination, Sam.
I think you are going to see a very more of a split backfield between Barkley and Tank Bigsby. And that's not an insult on Barkley. It's just, Saquon's he's getting older. He's an older running back now. He's not 25, 26, and he's still under contract for, I think it's 3 more years. But, a way to keep an older running back fresh, have a 24-year-old that can produce pretty damn well next to him.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville screwed up there.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm not saying they have yet. Detroit had something great going with those two. I'm not saying Gibbs can't be a freaking bell cow running back. That's not what I'm trying to say. However, he's been so effective with Montgomery there. Let's see what happens. Like I see, I've seen Bijan be a bell cow. I've seen Gibbs be the number 1 running back on Detroit in front of Montgomery. But now, who's going to take Montgomery's role? I don't know if they have that person. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. That's just my opinion. I know Gibbs is still going to be productive. I'm not saying that.
You signed Pacheco or whatever's left of him.
Maybe a cheek.
Frankly, he's going to be strictly occasional goal line back, just because you don't want to risk a Gibbs on the 1 yard over the top.
You throw Pacheco out there, up and over.
This offense is going to run through Gibbs. And I don't mean the running game. I mean the offense. Yes, you've got St. Brown. Yes, you've got Williams, Laporta. Sure, Gibbs will get his targets as well. So this is they have the best running back that they have had since Barry Sanders, and they're going to treat him as such. Yeah. And Anthony, that term, I know George and I have had this discussion specifically. Hate the term sleeper, unless we're referring to the actual site app, just because there's no such thing.
This one is.
At this point, there's so many resources out there. If you're going into a draft and there's guys that, oh wow, I didn't know about that, then you're just not paying attention. Keaton Mitchell, great name. It's curious to see what they're going to do, and you are absolutely right. The Chargers are going to be bouncing guys around. We'll see what the hell happens.
And they always do. That's why.
I want to go back to the. I want to go back to the Breece Hall question real quick. You're talking about the Jets. The Jets are a team. You have how many guys on that team are draftable?
Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and that's probably it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Tight
I'm
ends are
not.
both still unproven.
I'm not even going to handcuff Brees Hall because if he goes down, are you even going to start? Was it Isaiah Davis? I think, or the other guy whose name I can't think of, Nguanu.
For the Jets?
No, for the Jets.
Yeah. No, hold on. No, they're RB2. Hold on. No, Braylon Allen's their RB2.
Oh, Braylon, I think I'm a
that's
year
right.
behind. Hang on.
Yeah, household names.
Well,
Still,
he only played. He got hurt after 4 games last year. That's why he didn't.
I'm not looking at Braylon Allen to start if Brees Hall gets hurt. I mean, I'm not, at least as far as my fantasy team. I'm honestly, if I'm thinking about taking that for a handcuff, I think I'm probably better off trying to take somebody else on a different squad. Oh, I mean, I would certainly give DJ Moore a flyer. I mean, he's not exactly going, as a top wide receiver. You can get him mid rounds generally. So I'm all for getting a pairing if you can. I don't know how far you want to reach for that. Again, it's all going to depend on situation. It's one thing if you're doing your standard redraft at home league, I really don't say pairings are huge. They really aren't. They might help a little bit. And then you could take the other extreme where you're doing like a $1 million tournament on Underdog. Yeah, it's going to be pretty damn important. You want to get as many of those as you can, and you want to get them on the right squads. So you have Josh Allen. There's no reason not to grab DJ Moore, but again, that's going to depend on the situation and where you're taking him.
Right.
He's mid rounds. If you want to grab him a round earlier, I 100% would understand it. Just understand that every time you do every time you do that, you're taking something else away. So
the question of is there too many mouths to feed in Buffalo? That offense is going to run through James Cook no matter what.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to the passing offense, Dawson Knox is okay, but Dalton Kincaid's durability is still a question mark from time to time. Khalil Shakir is a very solid slot receiver and nothing else. And I do not trust Keon Coleman. So no, I don't in the passing game. I don't think there's a lot of mouths to feed because I don't trust a lot of them.
To put it another way, there's a lot of guys there that can catch the ball. None of them to date have taken over. So,
correct.
Yeah, because like
DJ Moore gets a chance.
Yeah.
It's
DJ's
like we were talking about this last night. We were talking about the Bills last night during our AFC East preview, and Tyler and I were debating about Keon Coleman. He's trying to explain to me why he thinks Coleman will bounce back. I said, I was like, Tyler, he had 400 yards last year. And the embarrassing thing is 113 of them came in week 1. He had 300 yards the rest of the damn season.
I don't even think this is a bounce back situation. This is are you going to show up? And
wait, mind you, after week 1, was he not a healthy scratch like 3 straight weeks? So no, if DJ Moore, if you could get that pairing, I'd do it because I think that Moore and Allen could have a nice little rapport there. Don't get me wrong. They want to get most of their passing offense. They want to run. They want to get Dalton Kincaid involved in this. But the problem is Dalton Kincaid can't stay healthy.
How many years in a row have we said they want to get Dalton Kincaid involved? How many years in a row now?
He's another core muscle injury away from needing a whole new bottom half.
Well, and that's the thing. Ever since his rookie year, we said they would probably do that, but he's not happening.
Dalton Kincaid is an ACL tear away from playing for the 49ers.
Bring him back.
Win.
I don't know if that beats me getting kicked out after the show. That was funny because I just turned the computer off, went to bed. I was like, all right, cool, see you. Remember, I put in the messenger, nice gents. Oh, Jesus. These are fun times.
Wow. I wouldn't touch a Pittsburgh Steeler though.
I mean, again, everything depends on the value. I mean, maybe. I mean, Metcalf.
I may take a
Metcalf-
flyer on Rico Dowdle late.
Yeah. Metcalf has his position where he's going to get drafted. but
Hell no.
I don't know. I don't know
I
how
was gonna say-
how much I'm relying on anybody.
I'm not throwing DK in my starting 3.
Oh, hell no. No, if you're doing that, you're doing it wrong.
Right. I'm just.
Well, wait.
saying.
But wait, you like bad football players, so why not? Listen, if you had it your way, your top 3 would be DK, Debo, and Taysom Hill in your flex.
You forgot Jerry Judy.
That too. Or do you want Taysom Hill to be your quarterback? I don't know what you're preferring here.
No, I don't do 2 quarterbacks. That
You can put him in there, and it's
that
still
that
only
was
one.
although Sleeper did have that super flex, and I'm going,
Oh,
that is
yeah.
not a good.
Oh, yeah. People are
Yeah.
all over the Superflex.
Yeah, that was not going to be a good idea.
You want to hit the person
Yes.
with a superplex.
But just remember, a Superflex position is meant for a regular scoring league, George.
yeah.
You're
Right.
talking,
Yeah, I was going to say,
25.
if we were talking mine, my God, the points would be astronomical.
25 yards for a point and 4 points for a passing touchdown. That's what Superflex is for. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh yeah, Zolt, you missed it. We said HA said that he was going to get the rushing title this year. He came out and on the interview today and said he was getting the rushing title this year.
Are we talking about the guy from Miami, or are you talking about ETN?
Yeah, no, that's
Guy from
the guy
Miami.
from Miami.
Guy from Miami? What the
Yeah.
hell is they gonna do? Man's gonna have. He's not gonna have 400 touches. He's gonna have 400 carries. And you know what? That doesn't mean stay away. That means get
well,
in.
when he's going -5 every freaking time, I mean, come
Okay.
on.
Answer me this question. How was Miami's offense last year? Hot
Bad.
garbage.
Yeah.
How was his running game? How did he do in fantasy?
Pretty solid.
Top 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Ain't
Now
no
that you
reason
know,
he can't do it
teams
again.
are going to load up the box and he's going to be hot garbage.
They loaded up the box last year.
You still got to catch him, George.
Okay.
Until they show that they can stop him, he is end of first round, beginning of second. That's where I would take him.
Really?
He makes that turn. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep dropping. I draft number 4 in George. I want him to keep coming around.
I was
Who?
high on Ollie Gordon coming out of Oklahoma State too, man.
Yeah.
But he ain't cutting into a chance. He ain't cutting
No.
into it.
It's kind of like ETN.
Hey, he gets in for a play while they throw HN on the oxygen.
Yeah, when the
Well,
humidity's
it's kinda like-
making the feels like 112. But on the opposing sidelines, it's 206.
You've got Alvin Kamara with New Orleans, and you have ETN ranked way up there. And Kamara is almost into the 40s on this running back list. It's like, dude, I've ran through a couple of the mocks on here. I've literally picked up Kamara in round 14 and 15 against the computer. And I am just blown away. It's like, wow, really, you guys? Okay.
Well, okay. How many yards did he have last year? 470. He ran for 470 yards last year, 3.6 per attempt. It was not pretty.
Well, there
That's
was
why
nobody
they
else.
went and got ETN.
Right, because there was nobody else to help with that.
If
And-
you wanna say that it's going to be a committee, a 50-50 committee, I think that would be
Generous.
a bright spot. That would be extremely generous. I think this is more like ETN gets 70, Kamara gets 30.
Wow.
And Kamara, I think, is going to also be a lot more of the pass catcher than the runner.
And this
Because we know how
this is-
great he's always been great at
Right.
that.
Right.
this is why he is that low. It's just the prospects just do not look good.
And he's getting older. I mean, he's not young.
Yeah, he's 31.
Exactly. And let's also be real. Up until about, 2-3 weeks ago, we didn't even know if he was going to be in New Orleans.
Right. And
They were
to
so-
be honest, George, where you just said where you're getting him,
It's value.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Exactly.
You're grabbing him because ETN has a small injury history. He does.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you don't know what the hell's going to happen, and that's fine. That's
Let's have
it's just-
another.
you want to know why you're getting him there? That's why. Because his last year was horrible, and he's a 31-year-old running back.
And he's also been banged up.
Right. Well, but like I said, it's not bad to get some value that late in the draft.
No, because he could win you a week. If-
Believe it or not, a lot of guys go right where they should be going.
Unlike the NFL draft.
Right.
Jonathan JT is going to be gone in the first round.
He's a
JT's
first round
on.
running back
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
on talent. I have to believe Daniel Jones starts week 1. I think he has recovered enough to start week 1.
Oh, he was fully cleared.
Yeah.
But it's Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that turf monster can grab him at any
He
time.
could trip over that sideline on his way out there.
Who
in
are you to be
practice.
talking about the damn turf monster over there? Your entire
I'm
team
just
sleeps with the
saying.
turf monster.
I don't know what happens to the passing game now that Pittman's gone. I mean, and what Pierce is
And
hurt,
Pierce
right?
is injured. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say they are paying Pierce, basically saying, we don't give a shit about Michael Pittman. You better be the guy that we're paying. And they still have downs, very solid. And I think you're going to see a bigger role for Tyler Warren. Early hot takes, George. Early hot take. George will draft Taysom Hill at least once.
That ain't no
maybe
hot take.
twice.
That I might as well put it on the damn board.
I was going to say, Mr. Irrelevant, 16th round, plop him in.
How about a hot take? George sees at least 2 quarterbacks go in the first round in his draft for MIAces.
Oh, we already spilled the beans saying it'll probably be Josh.
We already know. We already know.
Yeah.
How do you know that? You don't even know who I'm taking.
And Stafford will be also picked in the 10th spot. Kevin's at 10.
Kevin
this
picks
year.
at 10. Okay.
Yep.
That explains
So
that.
That's where Stafford goes.
Okay.
I'm just intrigued if he does the Stafford and Goff again, or if he goes
Stafford and
Stafford
Goff again.
and somebody else. I'm
Is
very
that what-
intrigued on that.
Now I got to look up the picture from last year.
Because that was interesting. Unless he decides he's going to go Stafford and Lamar.
Again, your league is not the league to do that, but he hasn't exactly had horrible results with what he's been doing.
Nope. Sam, what do you got?
In terms of what? The fact that I've made like 8 Taysom Hill jokes tonight.
No, what's your what? Go for your off the cuff fantasy prediction.
Some. No, that's not really. That's not a hot take because I think that's just common sense. I don't really know.
Okay. I got. You want a hot take?
There's a lot.
Both AJ Brown and Malik Neighbors finish in your top 5 wide receivers at the end of the year.
Don't tell him up there that. Don't tell him that.
Well, no, it makes sense.
Well, now it makes sense.
It makes sense.
But 2 freaking years
Remember,
ago on this damn show, we were calling Debo better than him.
Both of them right now are, wide receiver 10 or outside.
I'm sorry, so you said AJ Brown and who else?
Neighbors.
Well, if he can stay out of jail, I mean,
I was going to say, so long as the league does not do anything to him, draft him all day.
ooh, Anthony jumping in.
Somebody ban Anthony.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Some of our top fans. The hell?
Well, he was a fan of
It's all
yours.
it is all love. It is all love. I do not like Caleb Williams. I will not be drafting Caleb Williams. Straight up. You ain't got to worry about it.
Have a brutal schedule this year. The
Okay,
Bears
I
do
got-
not have a favorable schedule.
Okay. So you know how Zolt just said that, like AJ Brown would finish in the top 10 of fantasy wide receivers. Are we still like with defenses? Do you consider 10 to be too much to predict something as a hot take, or because like outside of the top 5, everything's kind of a crapshoot, right? With the
Just throw it out
defenses,
there. Just throw it out.
Carolina Panthers have a top 10 fantasy defense.
I would say that's a hot take.
Okay, well, just think that unit came on strong late last year. J.C. Horn, all those guys played well. Adding Devin Lloyd, who was a playmaker from Jacksonville, adding Jalen Phillips. Panthers finished with a top 10 fantasy defense.
Well, we even said 2 years ago that, the Panthers in their last 4 to 5 games were bringing it in together.
They're
and
building
they were
that
winning,
unit up,
and they were
telling
just
you.
getting it. So I don't think you're far off at all with that. Not at all.
Now, don't get me wrong. The Nick Scorton injury sucks because I thought he was going to have a really big second year opposite of Jalen Phillips, but I still think there's a lot of talent there in Carolina. Okay, now ban Anthony.
Well, I don't know. Myles Garrett is currently injured. So
Yeah.
There is that to think about.
You want a hot take, probably better hot take than what I had before. Ramondre Stevenson finishes with more fantasy points than TreVeyon Henderson.
I don't know if that's such a big difference.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I don't know how they're going to split them still. I feel like it's still going to be
Stevenson first.
Even if it's not Stevenson first, I think they're still going to be very even together because remember, Ramondre was only off for about a few weeks after the first month because of the fumbles. Then everything kind of got evened out again.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. All right. Now they're getting drafted closer together. About three weeks ago, Henderson was getting drafted a solid 3 rounds before Stevenson. Now they're a bit closer together. I just pulled them up on Sleeper just because, granted, I haven't been looking at Sleeper. I've been looking at another website. But Sleeper at least has that more of a 50-50, thank God. Worthy, I think Worthy...
He's not worthy of being drafted to me.
at all. Interesting.
I don't think Worthy's a good wide receiver. I'm sorry, I just don't.
I think this is definitely a make or break year. I mean,
All right, I have another
he's-
one.
he's getting drafted, at least in sleeper. He's getting drafted like 13th round. I mean, I would definitely grab him there just in case. I mean, somebody else has to catch the ball besides Rice. And I don't know, old married man Kelsey, who knows?
Why you just brought that up here? I got one for you. Dallas
You're welcome.
Goedert finishes as a top 8 fantasy tight end. Here's why. You saw the red zone production last year. With the way this new offense looks, I think it's going to be a lot of him and Devontae Smith. Because Goddard's still like the second veteran on that team still, who's still there. Like Dontavia Wicks has been in the league for a while, but he's new. Dallas has been here.
Right.
I think Goddard could be a really good pull at tight end for somebody.
Okay. Noah
and
I was just going to go with what is your best fantasy finish? George. Oh, George is busy. George is occupied, I see. I have won George's MI Aces twice, I believe, in roughly 8 years I've been there. I've won my own league a couple times. The Ohio League, I've never technically won. I don't live in Ohio. I don't want to win the Ohio League. I go to the Ohio League to test things in the draft. I get weird. I get weird in the Ohio League.
You do not draft normal. It's the AKA it's the Zolt.
And I've dabbled a little bit on best ball leagues on Underdog. By no stretch am I out here a heavy hitter or big bank whale out here. No, a little bit here and there. That's about it. Last year I did okay, but I'm expanding it out a little bit this year just to see, because last year I did like maybe 3 leagues, won 2 of them. So again, this is just not even like the big tournaments. These are just 12 teams, most points at the end. So yeah, as I said, make or break year. Maybe he breaks.
He got broken week 1 last year over the middle of the field. Anthony's not wrong.
No, he's not.
I'm over the Xavier Worthy thing. I heard Tyreek Hill 2.0, and I've been out ever since.
That's definitely fair.
John Ross was fast too, guys.
Yeah. And how'd that work out?
Good Lord, dude. That's what I hate about the NFL draft is we draft based on traits. Like, oh, he has the traits to be a good player. Well, why don't we just draft the guy in college who was a good player?
As a Detroiter, Javid Best was a fantastic running back. He was. And then somebody took his head off.
Well, no, because the thing was, I forget what this came up in. We were talking about the Eagles, the draft picks of Markel Bell and Micah Morris from this past year's draft. And I'm always, you get those offensive linemen from rounds like late 3rd to the end. They're like, oh, well, he has these athletic traits. Okay. You know what Markel Bell and Micah Morris had in common last year in college football? They didn't allow a sack the entire season. That translates to the NFL.
Anthony, that's somewhat diabolical. Do you have some kind of a draft to determine what division you get?
Right.
You get one of the South divisions, you are screwed.
I was going to say, so if there's only 4 of yous, that's interesting. And
well, I mean, if there's 8 though,
8, yeah, if there's 8, oh man, wow.
And As I'm gonna bring it up again, I bring it up probably every year, but that's fine. A guy in my league, he's told me before about high school alumni league that he is in, which, if you want to be technical, it's a 32 team fantasy league split into two 16 team conferences. So each conference has their own draft. And at the end of the whole shebang, your top team from each conference is going to be playing each other. So theoretically, you could have some of the same players playing against each other in the championship week. Huge waiting list to get into this league. And the kicker is, if you don't make the playoffs, you get kicked out of the league and you go to the bottom of the waiting list. And then everybody that's at the top of the waiting list goes in and fills all those spots.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and you could be out of the league for 3-4 years or more,
Brutal. I mean, Sam, Noah's poking the bear.
All I can think of anytime I see Kenny Pickett, and I literally saw this joke the other day, is Kenny Pickett? Yes, he can.
14 players.
Dude, 12 gets interesting. I've done enough 12s now where I'm comfortable with it. I would not want to go beyond that.
No, I think I did 12 once, and it was an interesting test.
Yeah, 12. I don't think people realize that when you do a 12-team league, you kind of need to practice that. Because you need to figure out what actually works and what doesn't. Because otherwise, suddenly you're looking at, oh, hey, I got all these great running backs, and you're drafting Jalen Coker as your top wide receiver, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Hey, man, don't disrespect Jalen Coker like that.
Well, and with the 12, you're also, you're changing up how many of your starters that you're going to start. You're cutting down the roster size. I also did the whole split, did 2 separate drafts. I had 20 teams, and we had 10 and 10, and weeks 1 through 3, they were playing amongst each other. Then weeks 4 through 12, I had them play against each other. And so the one league played against the other league. So you could have had Peyton Manning versus Peyton Manning.
George, random question. Have you ever given any thought to taking a week and have the champ of MI Aces and the Ohio Nuts play each other?
Interesting. I was going to say, might as well make that a 3-way dance and have whoever it is on DA.
No. Ain't no point there. No, because then you're talking about 10-team league team facing an 8-team league team. You don't want that's because the DA team is just going to have more firepower. It should. Right. So, but I don't know. You just push the playoffs up a week and have that week 17 be
an ultimate
interstate championship.
Interstate championship. Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, technically, we could turn around and just state that, the 2 Super Bowl games, you could have, we can totally set it as, hey, they're playing against whomever they're playing for the Super Bowl, and then the winner of each one, we turn around and show what their scores came out to be and who had the higher scoring game, and that technically could be that winner.
No. We need a week where we're rooting for our league.
Yeah, but when you're playing against yourself, Zolt, what are you going to do?
That never seems to be a problem in the Ohio League.
I'm just saying, if you finish in first and you win the Ohio League and you finish in first in the Aces, you're playing yourself. That makes you the unified, ultimate, undisputed.
But what you're forgetting, George, is
Christ, Paul Heyman.
God.
I'm not a member of the Ohio League, sir. I am a fill-in. I've just been a fill-in for 4 years straight.
Yes. By the way, I did talk with Mr. Michael last weekend, and he was very much looking forward to eventually having his seat back. So,
Sure.
well,
Yeah. That's
even
fine.
even to the point, I told him, I said, listen, I said, you know, if you're free on the 22nd, I'm like, we can make it happen. you can be remote. We can make it happen.
You say that now, and it's all fun and it's all done, and I don't got to worry about it until the day of the draft when I get the phone call and hey, can you draft at 2:00?
It's due to the job aspect that Mr. Mike has, we are always literally just hanging by a thread, and everything is last minute. So, but yes, he is looking forward to rejoining eventually.
Happy to give it up. I feel half offended being in that league.
Offended being in that league. Oh my gosh.
Corey's question. I'm very high on Devontae Smith this year.
Yeah, especially with that weird little situation all of a sudden, hearing the rumblings about Baker Mayfield not being.
I don't know what's going on down there. There's something weird going on down there.
Yeah,
and it's
something
it's
doesn't
a
make
weird
sense.
vibe, and I'm not too sure I'm with it. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't grab Ibuka, but there's just something there that just rubs me the wrong way right now. So I mean, maybe give it a couple of weeks and I might completely flip. But right now, Devontae Smith, I'm pretty high on the season he's going to have.
I think he finishes ahead of AJ Brown.
No.
You can stamp that.
I think the Eagles just have too much going on. I think that a lot of targets getting split around. That's the only thing. That's the only thing holding them back.
Don't disagree with you either, because I think that's the way they're trying to design this offense. Is it does it like whatever this passing offense has been the past 4 or 5 years, they don't want it to be dependent on star talent. They want it to be dependent on, where the ball's going to go? To whoever the hell is open.
Yeah. And if you're an offensive coordinator, that realistically, that's how you're supposed to be designing it, right?
Don't get me started about Kevin Patullo last year. Please, we'll be for 3 more hours.
As many options as you can possibly have.
Let me just say this real quick. If I come out of next year and we are back playoff team, divisional round, NFC championship game, whatever. I don't care, whatever. If my offense looks really good and the first thing I hear after the season is said team has requested interview with Sean Mannion, I am pulling a Boston Celtics and putting Nick Sass in the front office. Because I'm not doing this shit with the offensive coordinator stuff again. I'm sick and freaking tired of it.
Corey, I think it was one too many guys. You lost the one guy.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of ball to go around now.
And also, let's also be honest about something. They couldn't always roll out all the coverage to AJ because they still had to worry about Devontae on the other side.
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah. Punishments is. I mean, I have a fantastic group of guys in my league. Love the guys to death. I have not had a bad apple in that league in over a decade. Everybody kind of brings up punishment, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, but everybody wants to bring it up until suddenly you don't make the playoffs and you're like, oh, good God, don't let this be me. So no, I really don't do punishments. I will say a feature, I consider it a feature of my draft, is if you don't make the playoffs, you go into the losers bracket. If you win the losers bracket, you get to pick the spot that you're drafting at in the next draft. Which I have not announced it, but I'll flat out say it. For the Zolt League, Barler won the losers bracket, and he's elected to pick at 5. So
Yeah, and mine is kind of the a loser bracket, and where you finish, the winner of it gets first pick, and the loser of that game gets second, and then the third place game is third and fourth. So, and then the rest after that is randomized. But that consolation bracket, because the top 6 in mine go, but those bottom 4, they all play for those draft orders. So yeah, I don't have a punishment in mine either. I don't think we've really thought about having to do that.
I mean, we've all seen the really interesting ones that are out there, and there's some really interesting ones. I'm a huge fan of whoever the hell came up with the, okay, if you come in dead last in the league, you have to go and take the ACT over again from high school. You have to go sit in somewhere and take it. Because that's crazy, but that's also hilarious. I love that.
That is funny.
I do. I mean, we all, you pay attention to. You've got the guys that you follow, the guys that you pay attention to. I will say, punishment for some of the people I follow. They change it every year depending on who the person is, and I think the punishment is coming up. He has to go into Denny's and stay there for 24 hours. For every pancake, I think it is, he eats, he can take an hour off.
Oh, wow. Oh, somebody's eating 12 pancakes in a hurry.
But then you're still there for 12 hours.
Yeah, but somebody's eating 12 pancakes in a very big hurry.
12. I'm eating more than that. I ain't staying that shit for 12 hours. You out of your mind?
Is George Pickens a high pick? Yes.
100%.
Yeah, that's so. Here's the funny little thing, George. You've got Sleeper open. Oh, actually, you forget Sleeper, George. Your league, when you pull up season projections for this coming season, who's the top quarterback? Do you know?
No.
Dak. It's Dak. Dak is projected in your scoring system to come out this season as the number 1 quarterback. If that's the case, he will be feeding Lamb and Pickens regularly.
Yeah, yes, they will.
Yep.
I was going to say, what I'm looking at right now, which is more of a standard scoring system, Lamb is currently sitting at wide receiver 5. Pickens is sitting at wide receiver 11. That's how, if those are accurate, then yeah, Dak should be way the hell up there.
Yeah, you should.
Caleb Williams.
This won't be a big fan favorite choice, but I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, honestly, he's getting drafted in mid rounds, which I think is kind of, I'm okay with that. Anthony threw Lamar out there. You could easily say that. Again, that's going to depend on scoring system.
Any Packers wide receiver.
That's fair. Speaking
Yeah.
of guys that are in make or break season, Jordan Love,
Yep.
he's got to show it this year. I mean, I don't know about overhyped. There's certainly guys that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about Olave. I've drafted him in this offseason once or twice, but at the same time, I'm concerned because how often do wide receivers get hit? He's already shown he's pretty susceptible to concussions, so I'm definitely concerned there.
I don't want to say overhyped because I don't think he couldn't be a good fantasy quarterback this year, but I will say because I'll say Jalen Hurts only because new offense. It takes some time to get accustomed to it. So I wouldn't, and I also think let's be real, a lot of Jalen Hurts fantasy points come off the tush push.
If it gets to the point where the floor is
Them 3 1-yard touchdown runs a game really help. So just with the whole new offense and a whole new scheme, I don't think fantasy wise he will be what he's been for the past few years. Because even with the down years the offense has had, he still puts up his fantasy numbers.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass getting the. And honestly, I don't care about it because.
Herbert and the Chargers are just very polarizing. I have heard they will be the best offense in the NFL this year. And I've heard that they are going to be garbage. So straight up, Sam. I don't know where I fall on that line. I am certainly in between. Yeah, overhyped. There's certainly guys that I can make arguments for. I will say this, and I know he's been brought up. Garrett Wilson to me I don't like using the word undraftable, but where he's going, I will not follow. Because that offense to me, it's Geno Smith. I don't think Geno Smith suddenly resurrects himself. So I don't know. I can't take him where Garrett Wilson is going. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that team is going to do.
I feel like Garrett Wilson every year is just you are just going to get so much more of a bust than a boom because it's the Jets. Like every year it's like, oh, he's going to break out this year. It's like, dude, it's the Jets. I don't trust anything about them.
Judkins. I have me a little bit of Judkins just because he's one of those running backs that tends to fall in that, okay, now it's worth taking a shot at him. I mean, I'm not going to take him as a top 2 running back. Let's put it that way. I will absolutely grab him as my 3rd.
Yeah.
Any wide receiver from the Dolphins not getting drafted. Yeah, fair.
Malik Washington.
Or bully Sam next is banned. George, ban yourself. Whoever just bullied Sam. Shit, ban me. I don't care.
Well, ban me.
Send me home. Send me home. I saw it was in there. Luther Burden. Okay. There's a reason I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be a top 5 quarterback. I have no problem with Odunze. I think Odunze is going to be fine. Swift is Swift. He will be okay. I don't think he can do it all on his own, but he'll be fine. I don't see it. And sure, maybe that's some of my Bears hatred coming out, but whatever. I'm not riding that train, and I don't think Burden is it. Any players you cannot leave your draft without taking. Okay, I draft against George in 4 leagues.
Yeah.
So if there's a player I cannot leave my draft without taking, I am setting myself up for disappointment. And when I go into a draft, I don't want to be disappointed because George took my guy. I want George to be disappointed because I took his guy.
Well, and
I'm,
I was going
I'm
to say
very good at it.
the fun part. Well, the fun part about it is especially when we're sitting around 9 and 10, and we're just sitting there waiting for our picks, and we see the strangest crap happen coming at us, and
Yeah.
then once it
Yeah.
leaves us,
The number
I
of
think
how
that's
many
the best
times
part.
how many
That's the
times
best part.
are we going through round one and we're halfway to the 2/3 point and you and I just look at each other and we're just got the same expression on our faces like, what the hell is going on?
We- and
Isn't that every night on this show?
no,
Different
Sam.
reasoning,
I mean, Sam.
different
We have we have sat there and we have watched these guys. I think the one year they went 4 out of the first 7 picks were quarterbacks. And Dave and I looked at each other and went, did they really just leave us anybody we wanted?
And then the next year, 8 out of 10 running backs.
And
Consistency, people. That's all I'm asking for.
Sir, this is football season. There is consistency in nothing.
and I mean, it
From
is
the AP top 25s to fantasy football drafts, there is no consistency.
yeah, but I mean, it is very entertaining. I think that's the part where Zolt and I, it's like, yeah, when we're drafting next to each other, we're giving each other crap. But when we're watching, as we're just watching the idiocy go around the board, and we're just looking at each other going, that has got to be one of the dumbest things we've seen.
I will freely admit, if I'm drafting next to George, I will let my team tank to piss that man off.
This
There's-
I was going to say this year, this is going to be very odd because I don't think we've both ever been in this particular situation. I don't really remember. I mean, I was shocked. I'm sitting there going, I totally forgot. It just goes to show you how much I was really paying attention to a lot of football last year with everything I've had going on. But I was just sitting there going, okay, how the hell did I end up in the bottom? And it's kind of a weird spot for me and Zolt to both actually be in. And we're just sitting here going, well, and I've already told them, I'm like, I'm at a very weird place about the whole picking first thing. I'm just, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, just don't have the experience at it. And yeah, I'm like I said, we're usually not down there, but I mean, it is what it is. We earned it. So let's figure it out and we're going to do it. Let's get to some of the questions, George, because there's actually some really good questions in there. Nah, but beside that one, I really don't want to answer that question. Aaron or James Cook. That was directed at Corey. Corey answered it, and that it's James Cook. I don't know about Kyron Williams, how much Blake Corum is going to be jumping in there with him.
I think Blake Corum is going to be jumping in a hefty amount. Because Kyron Williams, another situation kind of like in New England. Both very good running backs, but man, Kyron Williams has that tendency to cough that football up from time to time.
He does. But at the same time, he's also a highly skilled running back, and he has shown that he can get his points. So it's just a matter of what split are we looking at? Again, this is the 50-50, 60-40. That's the question.
55-45, whatever you want to put it as. Oh, trust me, as a man who had Kyron Williams last year and managed to pick him every week, he didn't do shit. Trust me, I know what you're talking about.
Hey, maybe that's how I ended up picking 4 in your league, George.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think that's what happened.
Anybody else want to take this one? I know my answer to this one.
It's
What is
JT.
it? Yeah, it's JT.
It's JT.
Yeah, we've discussed it before when we weren't even talking fantasy. CMC with the 400 touches last year, and he's 31, going to be 32. I can't. Sure, he gets to a certain point, I'll grab him, but JT 10 times out of 10 over CMC.
Thanks, Noah.
I mean, I'm glad somebody does.
We're here for the people.
We're here for you, chat.
What
Should I
position
take first
are
round?
you
Oh,
taking?
see, now that's just
Ugh.
this is all scoring system. This is all who's already gone. This is don't lock yourself in. Be flexible. Just understand the best thing you can do. Like we have up on the screen, do some mock drafts and play around and see what the hell happens. If you know where you're picking, even better. If not, just be aware that it's like you need to be flexible, and you need to also understand if I'm taking running back first round and I'm starting 3 wide receivers, you damn well better get a receiver somewhere in the next 2 rounds, because otherwise you're going to be in deep trouble. Ideal fantasy pick. Are you talking pick slot, or are you talking like player? Because player is just going to determine where you're picking. Anybody have an idea where you want to pick?
Right.
I already know. I look at this draft. Okay, you have pick 2. Unless you have a strange scoring system, you are going running back. To me,
You are taking whichever one of Bijan and Gibbs is there.
facts.
Pretty much.
As far as ideal fantasy pick, I would say pick 5, because I look at this draft and there are 5 S tier guys worthy, like head and shoulders above everybody below them. So what you want 5, because then you just take whichever one of those guys is left, and then when it comes back around, you're getting the best out of everything beyond that.
Which is why George would get number 1 and take Taysom Hill.
George, you know what? Let's pencil it in. God, we're not using stickers though this time. Damn.
No.
If we had the stickers, I would put that on the board. I would walk down into that basement. I would pick up that sticker and I would throw it in your slot.
Corey, it all depends on scoring system, but usually in like full PPR leagues, yes.
I'm gonna say this. George can verify this. Historically, I tend to be running back heavy.
Me too.
The number of times I've drafted a running back 2 out of the first 3 rounds, probably 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Same.
I have 100% tried to change that up the past couple seasons, and my finishing last season where I did, I don't want that to dissuade anybody. Again, we start 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers, unless George, you've changed it. Have you changed it? I know you were talking about.
No.
Okay, you haven't changed it.
No, I kept it 2 and 3 with the flex being a wide receiver or the tight end.
If you are going in and you have your list, you have your projections, trust them. If you're coming down to like the 8th pick and it is telling you CMC is your guy, take your guy.
Yeah.
It just like I said, you kind of need to play around with it just so that you see how fast certain positions go off the board. And again, be flexible, because you get into an actual draft and people are going to start making decisions that you don't expect.
If you got 2 QBs starting, you don't have too many
Yes.
people in your
Yeah,
draft.
2 quarterbacks starting. I've done it before. I've did it for a few years. I was never a fan, just because, like I said, you are locked in. Generally, those first 2 picks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you've got Kenny Pickett as your damn backup.
All right, guys. I'm going to call it a wrap. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in and followed us through this evening.
George, I 100%. If we want to do a part 2 next week, I'm for it.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds great. And that, I was going to say, and that'll lead right on up to our draft next weekend.
God
So-
help us.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be kind of weird. New location, new different setup. You know, what could possibly go wrong?
Well,
Shut
to end
your
the
mouth.
show, hopefully,
Well,
you know,
I mean, are we looking at a power outage? Are we looking at a basement flood? I mean, you know, we're Sam. You just don't understand. The last couple of years have had some interesting.
oh, I've heard the stories.
It's
I
been
just hope
interesting
for
when
your
we've had
sake.
to move locale.
And she
I
was
just
like,
hope for your sake, Taysom Hill's on a team by then.
You wouldn't let me walk away.
Sam, have you received your invite yet to attend as a guest? I'll send you something.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay. Tune in next week. We will continue on our fantasy chats and help you all out. And we will catch up with you then. 8:30 next Monday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Friday, or Sam said, so Sam, tomorrow night, heading home 7:00.
Oh yes, heading home. We got a full trade deadline recap, and it's going to be a doozy.
And then Friday night, you have
Friday night will be the Birds of the Gridiron topics that were supposed to be on a couple Fridays ago, because we were supposed to have a very nice Devontae Smith conversation until LeBron James decided to sign with the Sixers. And then we said, okay, we'll move Devontae Smith. We'll just move that episode of Birds to last Friday. But then Jalen Carter decided to get extended. Also, by the way, real quickly before we go, and I'm not trying to end the show on a joke, but it's kind of funny. I also want to point out last year how we had our draft on here and we never went freaking live. Remember that.
True
Never-
professionals.
you never know what will happen, right?
Not with the three of us on the camera.
You just never know.
You never know. Keep them guessing.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, can't wait to see you all next week. Until then, see you on the flip side.
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say goodnight, Grayson.
Good night.
Good night. That's it. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin. And if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say goodnight, Gracie.